I had a moment in my journey where I had grew a disdain for Wayne just because I started listening to everything. Like I started maturing as a human, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasn't talking about nothing. As someone who like grew up in these communities, right, and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar and shit. Right. Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community.
LaRussell says this about Lil Wayne after signing to Jay-Z. What the fuck that got to do with anything? That's somebody with a budget in content in the narrative saying, hey, go run this.
Welcome back and what's good? This is the FuriousRobinson podcast and I'm your host Furious and I'm here to document ego, power, leverage, and accountability in media. Salute to the winners. Hit the like button early, drop a comment for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel. This is a Sick Times media production. You see the planes? So LaRussell, I'm starting this one very direct. No one has allocated marketing dollars to take you down. There's no budget here. No one is trying to destroy you.
Whenever you see academics, say cheese, rap, bars, etc., all posting the same thing around the same time with the same narrative, that's a seed-in campaign. It means someone gave them a budget and some content and a narrative to spread to the world.
When you speak on Lil Wayne, when you speak on one of the GOATs, one of the pillars of hip hop, this is what comes with it. Because I don't know if you didn't listen to the Carter 3, No Ceilings, the Drought 3. Come on now, dedication to a dominating era. Decades of domination in mixtapes from Lil Wayne. And you want to sit here with the unmitigated gall to say that Lil Wayne turned your homeboys into bloods.
As someone who like grew up in these communities, right, and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar and shit. Right. Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Can we stop? This is egregious. There's no substance in the bars. Okay, so if we go by your metrics and your bars, then where is the bars in hell? We got to understand now it's time to really just sit back and watch the goofies present themselves in real time. And I'm not here to silence no critiques. Interesting timing from LaRussell. The leverage he has now from recently signing to Roc Nation. The positioning in that. The strategy in this rollout. Because to me, it's looking very funny in the light. I get it. You have more influence and your words carry. If you're going to shoot at one of the GOATs of hip hop, if you're going to shoot at one of the modern architects of hip hop and rap, please be precise.
You know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn, like I love you because I learned how to rap to you. But when you look at the contribution, it's like, man.
Now let's just talk about the real statement. Wayne's bars had no real substance. He was talking about nothing. That's a crazy sentence to me because if Wayne's talking about nothing, why does half the rap game look like him? Let's be serious. Dreads in mainstream rap. That's the Wayne era. Face tats normalized. That's the Wayne era. Grill culture. Wayne era. Mixtapes flooding the streets. That's Wayne's blueprint. The idea that you can blow up as a teenager and dominate as a grown man, respectfully, that's the Wayne blueprint. We got to understand that what Wayne did was not luck. This was a strategic play in real time. This was the Hot Boy era, the streaming era, the Carter. And then we get offshoots like Drake, Nicki, Future, Uzi, Keith. What are we speaking on here? So if you're not saying nothing, how do you have a direct DNA in damn near every component of hip hop? Can we make it stop?
This is music, man. I'm not trying to, I ain't giving no lecture. I know shit like, I don't know, they be like, he say pussy too much, but I can say it as many times as I want. I come from the South, man. I come from pussy. You remember Luke and Too Loud Crew?
We confuse not conscious with not impactful. Those are not the same thing. Wayne wasn't trying to be your professor. He was bending the language in real time, stacking metaphors, shifting the cadence, rewriting flows, Substance doesn't always sound like a lecture. Sometimes it sounds like dominance.
What are the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And out of 1,000-song catalog, it's minute on this end.
Because this to me was insane work that your homeboys decided to drink lean and turn into Bloods because they heard too much Lil Wayne. Respectfully, Wayne did not create gangs, poverty, or systemic oppression. So the fact that you want to sit up there and try to leverage his name in these nasty talking points, once again, egregiously nasty in the light. And I get it. This might be a rollout. This might be marketing and PR from whoever's on the good company team. So respectfully, as you attach yourself to Roc Nation and a host of others, just remember that Lil Wayne was rapping about his environment and where he came from. This was no strategic plot for them to take down the neighborhood. If that's the logic, Scarface is responsible for drug dealers, Snowfall's responsible for crime, and Call of Duty is responsible for war. Influence exists, but influence is not control. Communities still have accountability. Parents still have that accountability over child. The system still exists. It's lazy to reduce these complex issues down to mixtape bars.
30 niggas thinking the same thing, watching the same interview at the same time. None of them have ever posted anything from me. They ain't posted when I paid rent in my hood. They ain't posted when I bought out restaurants. They ain't posted when I helped these kids. They ain't posted nothing I've ever done. But randomly, they all watching this interview and decided we should post this.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
And let's get to the uncomfortable truth. When did Lil Wayne become an activist, your therapist, or a father figure? Why do y'all want these men, these entertainers, to step into these positions that you know they cannot hold? Lil Wayne said, I am not a human being. He never said, yo, I am your guidance counselor. Can we move away from the boyish ways? If you're listening to music to try to understand and figure out life, that might not be the way. Like, yo, you might want to tap into some David Goggins, because we talking hip hop. We're talking legacy. I don't want a TED talk from Lil Wayne. A lot of y'all boys are looking for philosophers. You're looking for scientific equations and theories in the bars. No. So when Lil Wayne said, I don't care who at the top of the stairs, I'm stepping up. When he said, I'm me. Come on, brother. When he was just rapping over a cool tune saying I'm single for the night, respectfully, can we get these boys up out of here? And I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm glazing for Wayne, but it just seems that you can say anything about the GOATs now. Now let's talk about the timing of it all. You just signed the Roc Nation. That's leverage. That's alignment. That's a power structure. And the first viral moment is you critiquing a GOAT. Optics matter, brother. The irony in that. Even if there's no agenda here, perception will create one. Once you're affiliated, you're no longer just a voice. You're a position voice, a pawn in the game of chess. And position voices get analyzed differently. That's not hate. That's the reality of the game.
Most of these places don't have no integrity. So as long as you got the budget, you could get them to post anything and use their platform. Yesterday, probably like 20, 30 platforms across Instagram and Twitter all posted the same clip of me at the same time with the same narrative.
And respectfully, now that LaRussell is no longer independent, or whatever this Roc Nation signing means, whoever can define it, drop it in the comments, because I want to understand, if that push doesn't come, if these numbers stall, if the bars and the music does not slap and it does not make me feel something, I'm calling it basura instantly. Yes, if he doesn't give me the introspective bars for me to change my life as a man, I'm speaking directly to LaRussell, it's basura. Because if we speaking like this on the GOATs, we got to understand respectfully, I'm going to need better from you. Respectfully, if you have the unmitigated gall to chat such fuckery, I'm going to need the bars, and they gotta be immaculate. I'm talking hard body. I don't want no Nickelodeon raps. I don't want no PG-13 bars. I'm talking about gunplay, streets of Vallejo or wherever you from. I'ma need that. So respectfully, as I gracefully get off this rant, please stay away from the podcast and just give us bars. So let me close this out properly. Calling Lil Wayne trash is a lazy take. You can say he's not as hungry as 2008, for sure. You can say he sounds a little dated. Respectfully, that happens. Athletes age, rappers age, the culture shifts. They got us listening to Yeet. But that doesn't erase the greatness. That doesn't erase the mixtape run. That doesn't erase the influence. That doesn't erase the architecture that was laid. You don't get to rewrite history because the sound evolved. That doesn't erase what built the culture. Respect the foundation. Respect the lineage. Respect the era. Let the goats be goats. And if you just entered the room on a new Roc Nation deal, show and prove. Jump in the comments and let me know what you think. Is Lil Wayne still him when it comes to being one of the goats of hip hop? And does LaRussell even have the cachet to say some of this into a mic? I think it was unnecessary. But respectfully, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button for that algorithm. This is the Furious Robinson podcast, a Sick Times Media production. Stay dangerous.